From the mountains of central British Columbia to you listening around the world, this, my friends, is Spaced Out Radio. I am your host, Dave Scott, sitting in the captain's chair of SOR headquarters, welcoming you to tonight's show, including Kingdom of Nye Radio and Revolution Radio. Yeah, the Double R Machine, we love you over there, especially you, Dr. Rowe. If you want to take a listen to our archives, they are free at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Do old Davey the favor, hit that subscribe button. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, do a little shopping at the SOR Vault. Join the SOR Space Travelers Club. The chat is filling up. And read up on Captain Shirk's SOR Newswire and much more. Tonight's show is brought to you by CHIVE Charities. Help make the world 10% happier by donating to CHIVE Charities today. You can find them on our website. Let's look deep inside tonight to find our inner selves connecting with our own intuition. Can we do it? I think we can. Why not? As every intuitive person out there believes, we all have this gift. Some just find it earlier than others. Coming into the show tonight is Melissa Bryan, a lifelong psychic medium with roots in shamanism, druidism, Wicca, and Gypsy. Melissa is an author who tells the tales of her personal journey. She has also traced her roots way past pre-Christ. Then at the bottom of hour number 3, I will bring you the SOR Newswire, brought to you by Paranoia Magazine. Melissa Bryan, welcome to Spaced Out Radio for the first time. How are you?
Thank you so much. Oh, I'm doing great.
Excellent. Excellent to have you here. So as we go on this cosmic journey into our intuition tonight, we're going to turn up the woo factor a little bit here, because I always love to do that. It just makes me feel a little bit more better behind the microphone. Have you noticed your gift since you can remember, or was this something you kind of fell into? Did you go down the rabbit hole at a later age like I did? What's going on?
I think I kind of noticed it early on, but I don't think I was quite ready for it, shall we say, until I was about 21, when things really started getting hot and spirit was just every possible thing that you could think of. I was experiencing it, and my ancestors sat me down and said, "You're going to be a shaman." I goes, "I'm going to be a what?" Color me surprised. Okay. And I think I was a bit shocked at that point. I'm going, okay, you want that? Balls in y'all's court, you make it happen. Well, 43 years old, and well, kind of here we are. I don't know what else to say about it, but I've been doing a lot of things, I guess, that would fall into that realm, if you will. More or less.
That's good. That's good. At 21, what changed? What made you go down that path?
Well, basically, I figured if my ancestors were at all right about the path that they said I was to take, then I'd better figure out not only just what it is, but what it was that they knew in their lifetimes, so that maybe I can carry on the same work.
Now, you do have a First Nations past with your great-grandfather coming out of Eastern Canada and then moving to the United States. I mean, it goes a long way with being in touch with your own intuition. How have you been able to find yourself in your own past?
Well, it's not so much just my grandfather on my father's side, but it is my 18th, 17th, and 16th great-grandparents out of Jamestown, Virginia, that I am actually particularly close with. And they were out of Jamestown, Virginia, and they are the ones that I think I connected with first in the beginning of my journey. And in finding myself in my own past, I was Navajo my last life around, okay? And you can find information on that, online and all that. A lot of people laugh at me, make fun of me, etc., and, call me horrible things over it. But truth is, there is actual factual proof to what I know, because if you look into, I believe it was True West magazine, February of 2019, the historians, without naming me without actually naming me, they retraced the path that I did, and they found out that the information I came up with was actual fact. And I have all the, shall we say, genealogical information, paperwork to prove that I'm right. And what I came across in the True West magazine of February 2019, I'm like, oh my God, that's my information. That's the path I traced through paperwork, because I also do genealogy very, very heavily. And I'm like, so I've been vindicated. A lot of people call me a liar, fraud, this, that, and the other, and some names I can't repeat on air because, well, thank you, FCC, for that. But anyway, yeah, I've been called some pretty rotten things over it. And now that I know that the historians have actually retraced my steps, and it was actually pretty exciting to find out, yeah, I was actually right the first time. That was pretty cool.
You have to have confidence in what you do, but there is always the fact that you could be 50, 60, 70, 80% right, but a lot of people will only focus on the negative that comes along with that. That goes for every psychic intuitive that I have ever met. I mean, it's one thing to be confident in your abilities, but it's another thing to make very bold claims that you can, that are almost impossible for anybody to do.
Mm-hmm. But as well, not only was I Navajo, but I was actually married to a very famous outlaw of the time, of that era. And, well, all of that has also been retraced by the historians and validated. Every bit of the genealogical paperwork and every bit of the tracings of what I remember from that lifetime have actually been validated and vindicated in such a way that even though they did not name me specifically, that was my information. And I'm like, good, that takes a weight off my shoulders. It's finally been validated and no one has anything more to say about it. Good.
Very interesting indeed. Very interesting. As we are talking with Melissa Bryan tonight on Spaced Out Radio, how did you get the nickname the Outlaw Psychic?
Well, one part is honoring the ancestors who were Old West outlaws. And also, believe it or not, a lot of those outlaws were very intuitive people. My great-great-grandfather, Jesse James, for one, he was, in all respects, very intuitive, very psychic, very knowing, shall we say. And he also has Lakota and Dakota relations. Now, I don't know if he had a second marriage to that effect, of which it's been pointed in that direction, but also these people, I believe, may have taught him some of the shamanic traits, shall we say, and he carried that forward to his, shall we say, Anglo children, wife, etc., and they passed it down to their futures, who I am his great-great-granddaughter, and also for the fact that, a lot of the other outlaws all were very psychic, very intuitive. They knew things without knowing how they knew them, respectively. And some had Cherokee and Lakota roots, of which I've also managed to trace a few of them. And one in particular had, from my last lifetime being Navajo, I taught him some of what I was taught in that lifetime from my Navajo ancestry elders. And that's been genealogically proven too, by the way. And so I feel that is part of it. And also for the fact that I seem to be able to just, when I get a message from spirit, I have to give the whole message or I lose all of it completely. And some of it has been known to go as much as, and I'm not going to guarantee it, of course, obviously, but some of it has been known to go to, I want to say, within 80 to 90%.
With the lineage that you have with American Indian and First Nations in Canada, what kind of legends and lore have you accepted from being passed down from generation to generation? What has stuck with you?
Well, what has really stuck with me is the ability, I believe, to heal others through energy work, and also that I'm able to sometimes, now this is not all the time to 100%, and I never guarantee it that way because I don't know if it's going to come out right or wrong. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Once or twice it has, but not all the time. I've been able to sometimes also do things with things like herbs and cooking and, healing rites through the home, if you will.
Right. So with that, do you come at everything with your elders on the other side that are protecting you?
Yes, every time, because something happened almost 3 years ago that has greatly affected my life to a great extent. And that was, we were in a vehicle wreck that was very, very sudden, and I don't even know how to explain it. I guess if you will, upended our lives, that we were hit from behind by an 18-wheeler. We went off the road, helicopter spun 20 feet in the air, and then cartwheeled and landed on our tires. No serious injuries. No broken windows. No shattered anything. And we all lived through it.
Interesting.
And landed on our tires, of all things. I mean, everyone thought we should have died in that wreck, and we didn't. I don't know what saved our lives, but something, whatever you want to call this, and I don't even have a name for it. I don't call it by any definition. Something saved our lives.
Angels?
I don't
Spirits?
know.
You're psychic, though.
Well, yeah, I'm psychic, but even I have my times when human nature, obviously I'm human, takes over, and I have to go, I don't know what this is. I don't know how to define it. I don't know that I can define it. I'm not even sure what it was.
So when you look at everything that you have grown up with the legends, the history, the lore, the stories that have been passed on, the connection to Mother Earth, and the intuition, how have you been able to use what has been given to you for the sake of helping others?
I've been able to give messages that even I don't know where it comes from. I've been able to do this to such, I guess, if you will, a great extent that I've been able to build a very successful and long resume. And, I've even been come to be known by law enforcement for helping in things like missing persons, criminal cases, cold cases, things that they don't know how to solve that I'm like, look, this is the answer I'm getting. Check it out. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. And in fact, probably about, I want to say 2 or 3 times I've been able to get it. There was one bank robbery suspect over in New Mexico. They were able to jail, literally capture with my information. And then also, if you remember, oh God, I want to say this was back in 2013, Kit Carson co-op robbery. About 2013. Yeah.
2013, 2012.
I think it was like either 2012, 2013. There was a case, and this made the AP wire. This was the Kit Carson co-op robbery case. That was my information. No, I was never recognized for it. That's fine. I don't care about that. That's totally cool, you know. And it was my information that brought down those responsible. I only missed, I think, 3 minor details, and that was it.
So with that, when you are going through, you know, the details, do you prefer to help people out? Do you prefer to help the police? Do you prefer to go along with the idea that when something comes with you, you just go with it spontaneously, pardon me?
I go with it spontaneously, no matter whether it's police, individual, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. When I get something, I have to give it. That's the way it goes.
So how often are you doing this? How often are you
Every day. Almost every day. I mean, when it comes, it comes. There's just no other way, you know. When it comes, and it comes hard.
So
and I love what I do.
What comes to you?
It doesn't really matter. I mean, whether it's something with, like information on a robbery or information on a murder, or like, say, for example, I have a photo in front of me. I can read the energy off that photo to obtain a message directly from spirit, whether it's the person in the photo or my guide who helps me get everything done. By the way, his name is David. Hi, David. I love you, hon. You're the bomb. You're the greatest. And he helps me pull charts. He helps me obtain the information I need to give an accurate reading.
Gotcha. So when you are reading people, do they on a photo? All right. Mm-hmm. Because for a lot of people that may be difficult to understand. How do you pick up the energy from a photo?
Well, everything around us is energy. Okay. Everything has an energy to it. No matter what that is, no matter who it is. I'm able to read that information, whether it be through an aura, or I can tell in a photo if someone is alive or dead. For example, when someone reads as dead, their photo, I guess, if you will, turns what we would know as pale, or what I call the death pale, where, you know, they get that white shimmery look or appearance, is, if you will.
So with that, what are you able to read off of that when you get that white shimmery? What comes to you?
Whether it's a message from spirit directly, or someone wants to know, are they okay? Did they make it? I can honestly say yes. I can tell if someone is crossed over. If they're not crossed over, then they're either alive, feel dead inside, like someone's not going to find them, say someone's missing, you know, and they have the death pale. To me, that reads as either A, they're dead, B, they're dead inside, or feel that way, you know, like no one's going to find me. How are they possibly going to find me? Help me. And I have to either pass the message to their, I guess, higher self, soul being, whatever you want to call this. I have to pass the message to them. We're working hard to find them or to get to them somehow, or to find out the truth of what happened to them, or, say they are passed on, then I can get a message directly from that soul with the help of my other side team, which is my guide David and my gatekeeper and my angels and my entire team that I have on the other side.
So with that, and you get that energy off the person's picture, are you able to tell their emotions as well?
Yes.
That's strong.
Yes. Because I'm also very empathic, which means I'm able to pick up on their emotional state, what they're thinking, what they're feeling, what they're knowing. Sometimes, once in a while, I will get a street name, a place, a name. And now I do not know if this is first, last, middle, if this is someone connected with them, whether past or mortal. I don't know what it is. Sometimes I'll get that. I'll be able to know who they're with. I get such a very, it varies with what I get when I get it. You see what I'm saying?
I do. I do understand that completely. And it's very difficult for a lot of people, though, to try and be in that and figure it out, as we got about 45 seconds here before we have to go to break at the bottom of the hour here. Melissa Bryan is our guest tonight. Melissa, when you are going through this, what are you going through personally? And we got about 35 seconds.
Well, I do what is known as by location. I can be here and in either Hall of Records or where the individual that I'm trying to get the information on, I can step into the area where they're at and read that information and bring it back here.
What does that mean?
It means I can be in two places at once sometimes to obtain information that most would not ordinarily know or get.
Right. All right. We're going to hold it on right there because we're going to go to break at the bottom of the hour. The Outlaw Psychic, Melissa Bryan, is our guest tonight on Spaced Out Radio. Coming up, we're going to find out what it's like to read people, what it's like to feel someone else's emotions, what it's like to channel. We're getting into it all tonight on Spaced Out Radio. Second half hour of the show coming up right after this.
Hey, space travelers, this is John Resig, founder of the CHIVE and CHIVE Charities. If you know anything about our website, you know we like to do things a little differently. We're not some faceless organization collecting money for a nebulous cause. Our donor dollars go directly toward life-improving items. Then we give those items directly to an underdog who needs it most. To become a donor with Spaced Out Radio's official charity, CHIVE Charities, just go to chivecharities.org/donate.
From the heartlands of Canada to beards around the world, we know how to take care of you. Fill your follicles with the Mighty Moose Beard Oil. All our oils and balms are handmade and 100% natural ingredients because we care about your beard. And hey, use the promo code SOR2019 and get your Mighty Moose Beard Oil today. You can check us out on our website, mightymoosebeard.com.
Hello, this is your guitar man, Ron Bumblefoot Thal, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, bumblefoot.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know little brother is watching.
Finish off your weekend and kick off your new week with me, Everett Thiemer, right here on Spaced Out Sundays. I'm going to bring you great guests, a little bit of snark, and plenty of information to think about. But don't worry, there's going to be plenty of woo as well. We are going to hit everything in the paranormal and supernatural, including the odd psychic Sundays. So tune us in on Sunday, 9:06 p.m. Pacific, 12:06 a.m. Eastern, right here at spacedoutradio.com.
Heading to Vancouver and looking for a night on the town? The Moose Vancouver is the bar that never stops rocking until 2 a.m. every night. The Moose has great food with everything on the menu from $6.95 to $8.95. Fantastic, vibrant staff and rock and roll that will bring you back to when the music was real, the hair was long, and the guitars were rocking. Get your party on at the Moose Vancouver, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
Every night on Spaced Out Radio, we have places for you to hang out. Hi, this is Carl. Join our SOR Space Travelers group on Facebook for live chat. On Twitter, using hashtag Spaced Out Radio, you can also join us in our Spreaker chat room. Check us out on Instagram at Dave Scott SOR. All of our archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. By the way, I'll be watching you at your window until you do. Bye!
We're adding to the entertainment online for Spaced Out Radio. I'm Amber Beckrud, and I want to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out Cryptid Tales, where I will take you on a journey into some of the strangest legends and lore from around the world, relaying the stories to you of the strange creatures and experiences that people have had throughout time. You can find Cryptid Tales at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. And while you're there, don't forget to check out our free archives and leave a comment. See you there.
Are you having encounters with the paranormal, supernatural, or ufological that you cannot explain? Look no further than the SOR Sightlines Report, brought to you by the Experiencers Support Association. This is Ryan Stacy, head of the Research Association, TESA. Soon on the Spaced Out Radio website, you'll be able to file your reports and have them researched for you. We are independent and ready to help Spaced Out Radio listeners today.
Move over, brother, and let me own Saturday night.
This is Rich Giordano, and I'm inviting you to tune on in to Spaced Out Saturdays starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. Eastern, where I'm going to bust open the lids on everything paranormal. Why? Because we want answers, and I'm the guy who's going to deliver those answers to you. Join the chat rooms, and we'll see you this Saturday. Just be there. No, really.
Hey everybody, the SOR Space Travelers is open. For just $5 a month, you can hang out with Dave and our crew privately in our members-only section. With your signing, you'll receive newsletters on what's going on with Spaced Out Radio. You'll have direct contact with the host during the show in our chat, live streaming videos, and a great forum for your posts and more. Become a Space Traveler now at spacedoutradio.com.
You wanted new SOR gear, and now you can have it. The SOR Vault is fully stocked with t-shirts, hats, hoodies, mugs, and everything in between, with great logos for you to choose from. So head on over to spacedoutradio.com, click on the SOR Vault, and go shopping. Pricing is quite affordable, and you can look good representing your favorite show. So go to our website and pick up your new SOR wear at the SOR Vault today.
Looking for something new to push your limits? Look Beyond the Spectrum, a new docuseries featuring some of the best researchers in the world when it comes to everything from UFOs, government cover-ups, and Bigfoot in the forest. Truth seekers like Steve Bassett, Dr. Jeff Meldrum, Richard Dolan, as well as others all chip in to bring their knowledge to you. Beyond the Spectrum can be found on Amazon as well as Tubi TV. Tell us what you think on our Amazon page.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now. The Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Welcome back to the second half hour of Spaced Out Radio tonight. I am your host, Dave Scott, sitting in the captain's chair of SOR headquarters. Hey, Adam, thanks for joining the Space Travelers Club on Facebook. Stay pretty, won't you? Thank you so much. Want to remind all of you that in case you have missed portions of this show or others, you can always go over to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Our archives are free there. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Our website, spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you. You can join Joe's Main in the SOR Space Travelers Club right now in the chat room, along with a couple others. You can also do a little shopping at this SOR Vault. Read up on Captain Shirk's SOR Newswire. Head over to We Read the Night, pick up a great book, and rock out to Bumblefoot as well. Tonight we are talking with the Outlaw Psychic, Melissa Bryan. She is from Oregon, right now down in California, hanging on out. So we got her on here doing the show. Melissa, welcome back.
Hi, thank you so much.
No problem. What's it like to read someone? What comes to you? So let's say you were to read me, and we don't do readings on this show, so I'm not going to be getting anybody to call in because, I just don't like that.
Right,
right. My few fans will be rolling their eyes like, come on, let me get a reading. No. No. But when you are reading someone, and I'll use myself as an example here, what comes to you? How do you start getting the messages?
Well, I usually look at your aura, and yes, I can see auras. I can read those. I can also see people that are around you, and I can literally physically describe them as they were in life, and they show themselves to me the way that they want me to see them, or the way that they presented themselves in life, and I can get specific messages from them specifically. I mean, this is just, it's so cool because I get to talk with those that, were here as human beings at one time, but are gone on and look after us in the afterlife. How cool is that?
That's very cool. Very cool. So when you are going through that and you are picking up the energy of the person, you start reading their aura. Mm-hmm. How do you tell? You know what? I don't understand the whole aura thing. I have tried looking into auras. I do get the blurriness, the haziness. I never seem to get any of the funky, colors that you would see on a nice night of northern lights or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But what does it look like to see an aura?
Well, usually it looks like just what they show you, like in pictures, whether it be white or gold or some other color. I can see that. And I sometimes don't even know I'm doing it, and I just do it automatically. I just know how. I maybe it has to do with my ancestry. I'm not saying it does, but, maybe it does. And I love doing it. I love my job. I love what I do.
I don't blame you. Dealing with people and helping them out is always a very satisfactory thing. So as you are reading someone, as you are hanging out and getting to know this person, are you usually doing this via phone, in person, over email? How are you doing it?
I normally do it in person because I feel like it's better to see the person than to try to get a sense of them via some other means. But I can do it via Skype. I've been known to do it via phone. I've been known to do it via email. I can read energy in things like names, birth dates called numerology. And I also read photos called psychometry. I can read objects, buildings, land, vehicles. you know, I read so many different forms of energy because everything, like I said in the beginning, is energy. Everything holds a vibration. I can read that information.
So when you're reading that information, what is coming to you? What is that like?
Everything. It's like I get images, I get names, I get places, I get, you know, were they good in life? Were they bad in life? What was their chart like? What did they do to have me read that energy and that information?
All right. So if we are using myself again as an example, what would come up? What would strike out at you as something that is of the norm? Because the reason why I'm asking you all this is not to test you, okay?
Right. No, I get
it is. There are a lot of people listening out there who have no clue how it works.
Right. Well, for first thing, I'm seeing your photo here, for example, in this little round thing. And first thing that comes to mind is a past life. And yes, I do read past lives as well.
Okay.
It comes up in a chart, okay? And, oh, interesting. Wow.
Here we go.
Oh, you were a knight.
Okay.
You were a medieval knight.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the first thing that strikes me. It's something like, now I don't know if this was an actual knight to the royals or if this was like in fact, I'm even seeing something along the lines of a Knights Templar, like with the big red crosses, you know, on the, it's like a knight's uniform, but it has like a white background, red cross on it. Whether it be front or back or both, I'm not sure. But I see you on a horse and you're carrying a shield or something like that with a big helmet over the top of your head. Sometimes not when not on horseback. You were a great equestrian way back when. Now, I don't know if you would still carry that over to this life. You may have at some point. I don't see that for you right now because obviously you're into the on-air thing and you're looking into all these different facts and figures and this and that of, you know, things that either are now or once were, but I see definitely a lifetime as a knight or Knights Templar. Okay. This is what I'm seeing. I mean, that stands out so greatly in my mind because it's almost like, you know, you're taking the lead on something or you're taking the, how do I describe this? Like you're almost ramming through something, like with a lance or something. I see you riding forward, you know, with a lance and a shield, and you know, you're taking the lead and you're taking the charge, and you know that kind of an energy to you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Totally. And, you know, I've never really done a past life regression before. It's not something that I don't know if I'm really interested in, but, you know, it's one of those things where I have had strange encounters with things like that. But when it comes to a night, I can honestly say I have heard partially that story before. There is something I will keep quiet to myself that is a little bit more personalized about that.
But that's the energy that I see with you. You're taking the charge, taking the lead. You're going forward with whatever it is you're doing. And I see like a knight, a Knights Templar, something of that nature. You know, you're rushing into battle. You're, you know, that kind of a energy, kind of spurring on the moment or something of that. You know, that's what I read off you. And I'm also reading it from your chart. My guy David is bringing that forward for me. And thank you, David. I appreciate it. Mwah. I love you, sweets. And, you know, that's what comes forward in your photo.
All right. I get that. I totally get that. it's funny because back in my hockey playing days that you said that I'm the guy who rushes forward. You know, way back then when I was in shape and somewhat handsome.
Still there, and you carry the night look forward very heavily.
Well, see, the funny part about it is when I played hockey, I was never very good, so I had to be good at something. So I had to fight a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And
that would make sense.
And I quite enjoyed that. It was fun for me.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I lost, it was fun for me. I don't know why. It's kind of a sickening addiction, to be honest. But you know, I only got one broken nose out of it, so that's okay.
Well, you carry the look of a knight forward very heavily in your photo, and that was the first thing that stood out to me, was that energy of rushing forward into battle, and taking the charge, taking the lead, going forward, that kind of a thing.
How many people have that, though? Like, how many people, when you look back on previous lives that you see and that you read, you know, for some reason, we have a real attraction, and or some people call it an addiction, that we are always someone famous. We're always somebody of royalty. We're always someone of stature. Never are we caveman Og, you know?
Right. No, see, you were never actually truly famous, as it were, but some of the legends and lore have been carried forward to the present moment. My last life, I was never famous. See, I was kept in the shadows quite a bit, but the story has finally come out and been told and validated, which is really nice, because then it's like, see, for everyone who laughed at me, who made fun of me, who called me names, who, belittled me and bashed me and all that, you have nothing left to say. It's already been vindicated. It's already been said. The historians have gone over my story and over my paperwork and over my research. They've restepped the trail that I blazed to tell that story, and found out, oh, oops, yeah, no, I was right. Sorry, you lose. Get over it.
That sounds of sheer confidence on your part.
Yep. Well, genealogy doesn't lie. Neither does paperwork.
or numbers.
Or numbers, right? Numbers and paperwork, genealogy, it don't lie. Yeah. No, it's all been vindicated, all been proven. So, hey.
Why do you think then people out there, when they are talking about their past lives, that they're never that peasant or that caveman or somebody who was, had a bomb dropped on their house in World War I or something along those lines? They're never that person. They're always something heroic.
Right. I don't know why. I mean, I think a lot of that is really not factually truthful, to be honest. Because, only a very, very slight few were ever really famous, as it were. Okay. For example, the man I was married to was famous. I was kept very much in the shadows, but I was part of what made his story happen, for whatever the rhyme, reason, whatever this was. But I was never famous, but he was. But our story kind of goes hand in hand. And I actually know him in this lifetime. We're great friends. And, we're just very close still. We're great friends. We talk religiously, I mean, as it were. And it just comes up that some people were and some people weren't, and the ones that were are very, 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 very extremely few. I want to say probably maybe 1 or 2%, maybe if that. Some have said I was famous in my other lifetimes. Right. No, I really wasn't. No, I was not. No, I can tell you I wasn't. There's no way, because, I mean, my other selves whole self, whatever you want to call this. Okay, again, I don't have a definition for it. Don't know what to call it. Don't know. Don't care. You know, it just is what it is. And, you know, for whatever rhyme and reason, most people were not famous. Okay? It just, no.
No,
I don't know how to say it, but
I wouldn't
no.
see that. I wouldn't say that at all. But you know, as we go down the path of previous lives, how many lives do people have? I mean, we always hear this story of new souls, old souls.
Right.
You know, like for instance, I can look at my daughter who's 20 years old, and I've said right from the beginning, just the way she acted growing up, that she just seemed like a mature old soul. Yet I look at my son, who is 6, and he seems very young and vibrant and like a newer age soul. How do you tell the difference?
Well, the newer souls will be less matured, of course. They will be the ones that maybe say are more adventurous, shall we say. Others are, you know, as for the older souls, they'll know things without knowing how they know it. They just know that it's true or real or whatever you want to call it, and that's the way it is. And they'll tell you as much.
So the newer souls will tell you, or the older souls will tell you?
The older souls will tell you. The older souls will tell you like it is. The newer souls will be like you said, more vibrant, more willing to take risks, more willing to, you know, like be more adventurous, more open to doing things that are, say, risky or just, you know, out of the norm, as it were.
Melissa Bryan is our guest tonight on Spaced Out Radio. We got about 4.5 minutes here before we have to go to break at the top of the hour. So what about, you know, we see all these younger children, they're calling, you know, what do they call them? Children of light.
Children.
Crystalline children. Yeah. What about them? How do we define those?
They are the much, much older souls. These are elders. These are not people that you are to take lightly. Okay. These are old souls. Old souls. I mean, old to the point of they've been here, done it from like, say, the beginning of time onward. Okay. That's what these children are. I myself, I am what is known as an indigo adult. In other words, I was one of the trailblazers for these incoming older souls. Okay. They're following my path. I'm not following them. They're following me for whatever the reason. I don't know. But yeah, they follow those of us that blaze the trail for them.
Okay, so do the crystalline children have any special powers or abilities on this side while they are incarnation on this planet?
Yes. What we know as autism is actually crystal child. They don't speak a lot. They speak with their eyes. They're very telepathic, if you will. They're very curious. They're very knowledgeable. And once they do speak, they will speak in volumes. Not just speak once. They will tell you a whole story about whatever it is they're here to bring to our planet. Okay. That is crystal child. And they will say with that crystalness, like, whatever, like indigo or any of these other whatever, they will reflect that. And they will be able to understand across multiple spectrums of people. So that's the way I know how to explain it.
Interesting. Because we see so many kids today, and when I say kids, I mean I'm going, say, 22 years of age and younger, or 25 years of age and younger, who just seem way more open to their own spirituality, their own finding their own path, their own way, their own intuition, more so than ever before. Why do you think that is?
Because we need them. They're the ones that are going to change everything. See, we may be elder in terms of earth years, but they are the elders in terms of spirit years. And spirit years are way more lengthy than earth years. Earth years are just a little blip of time, you know, where spirit year, it just, it's longer than anything we know of.
True. So to be one of these crystalline children then, as we got about, I'm going to say 2 minutes here, do we look at them as new souls, young souls, wise old souls that are maybe on their 100th or 200th incarnation?
Yes, older souls that are maybe on their 100th or 200th incarnation. That's what I would say, because I've known of many, many crystalline people here on this planet. I've come across many of them. And I just go, wow, where did you get that from? How did you know that? And they're like, we just know. It's like, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, because sometimes I'll come up with something and someone will go, how did you know that? It's like, I just know. I just know.
Right. And that's the weird part. You know, because I'm sure you get a lot of people coming up to you. What are the lottery numbers?
I don't do lottery. Sorry.
No, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, though.
No, I've heard that. Oh, what are lottery numbers? It's like, I don't know. I'm human too, you know. I'm not supposed to know that stuff. That's not something that most psychics would see. Okay. Because, I mean, who are we to tell you, you know, what you wrote into your chart, or, for example, what you wrote into your lifetime? Who are we to tell you that?
True that.
We're not allowed to change your chart in as much as you're not allowed to change ours.
Well, I do have to say this as we got time winding down. If you could sure as hell read where I put my key to my snowblower, please let me know, because I got to fire that thing up before the snow starts falling. I really do. I have two keys. I only know where one is. But that second key could become useful. You never know. You never know.
Trying to.
Well, we'll figure it out. It's
like I'm like, from your photo, I'm here, but I'm also there.
I hear you. Well, think about that during the break, because we're going to take a break here. All right. You hold on. We're going to take a break here on Spaced Out Radio Hour 2 with Melissa Bryan coming up next. The Call of the Wild is in Vancouver. The Moose Vancouver is one of the hottest bars and restaurants in the city. Open until 2 a.m. nightly, the Moose will rock you like a hurricane all night long. Great food with everything on the menu at $6.95 near the corner of Nelson and Granville. Get your horns up and come rock with us. The Moose Vancouver, the official rocking bar of Spaced Out Radio.
The SOR Vault is open for business, and do we have some cool swag for you to pick up? All you have to do is head over to our website and click on the SOR Vault. You have a variety of cool logos to choose from, and put them on anything you want. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, coffee mugs, you name it, we can get it to you. So do your shopping by supporting the store you love. Get your Spaced Out Radio swag at the SOR Vault today.
Get your horns up with me on Spaced Out Radio. This is Ron Bumblefoot Thal. Come tune in to SOR where you can hear me rock out with Little Brother Is Watching, the official theme song of Spaced Out Radio. And then come on over to bumblefoot.com where you can find out about my tour schedule, my music, and everything else. Bumblefoot.com keeps you up to date on what I'm doing and the best way to stay in touch with my music and music camps. Sign up for my newsletter at bumblefoot.com and remember, Little Brother is watching.
Hi there, this is Geraldine Orozco from San Francisco's Bay Area Meditation. I invite you to join me the first Tuesday of every month with Dave Scott for Spaced Out Radio's The Spiritual You. In this fast-paced world we live in, it's time for you to take some time for you. We'll cover every possible subject from powerful meditation to healing techniques to your own intuition and spirituality. So come join us for The Spiritual You.
We all know on Spaced Out Radio we love a good beard and mustache, so why not take care of your facial hair with Mighty Moose Beard Oil? Made in Canada, we're taking care of beards and stashes around the world. We use 100% natural ingredients with our oils and balms to make your whiskers feel silky smooth. Use promo code SOR2019 at MightyMooseBeard.com today.
For the price of 1 cup of coffee a month, you can become an SOR Space Traveler. The Space Travelers Club is a place where you can interact with other listeners, either live during the show or on our great forum. We want your stories, pictures, comments, and ideas. You'll get live video streams, exclusive content, and be a part of our newsletter. Stay in touch with everything SOR. The Space Travelers Club is just $5 a month at spacedoutradio.com.
Come hang out with Spaced Out Radio where we own the night. This is Carl. You can follow Dave on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio, and during the show, use the hashtag Spaced Out Radio to chat with us live. On Instagram, at Dave Scott SOR. On Facebook, give our page a like, Spaced Out Radio Show. SOR archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. Come join us, or I will come join you. See you at your window.
At spacedoutradio.com, we have a little bit of everything for you to stay up late. So while you're there, check out our SOR Newswire, where our team brings you stories of the weird and strange to the WTF from around the globe. News on Bigfoot, UFOs, paranormal, Darwinian-type crime tales. It's the stories that the mainstream media usually won't touch. Well, we got them all on the SOR Newswire, only at spacedoutradio.com.
Are you having encounters with the paranormal, supernatural, or ufological that you cannot explain? Look no further than the SOR Sightlines Report, brought to you by the Experiencers Support Association. This is Ryan Stacy, head of the Research Association, TESA. Soon on the Spaced Out Radio website, you'll be able to file your reports and have them researched for you. We are independent and ready to help Spaced Out Radio listeners today.
Hey Spaced Out Radio fans, it's John Resig, founder of the CHIVE and CHIVE Charities. Our goal is to make the life of veterans, first responders, and those with rare medical conditions 10% happier. We do this by donating one grant item, ranging from vans to therapy programs to prosthetic limbs, to those who need it most. To contribute to Spaced Out Radio's official charity, head over to chivecharities.org and become a donor today.
Move over, brother, and let me own Saturday night.
This is Rich Giordano, and I'm inviting you to tune on in to Spaced Out Saturdays starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. Eastern, where I'm going to bust open the lids on everything paranormal. Why? Because we want answers, and I'm the guy who's going to deliver those answers to you. Join the chat rooms, and we'll see you this Saturday. Just be there. No, really.
Hey, this is Canadian Paranormal Investigator Mike Moore. The third Wednesday of every month, I'll be teaming up with Dave Scott to bring you Ghosts of the Great White North. Each month, we will bring on guests from across Canada to discuss their ghostly encounters. Canada is a paranormal hotbed with stories you've never heard, so we're going to bring them to you. So get comfy on your Chesterfield, grab a donut, and join us, eh?
Visit purpleplates.com today. For over 40 years, the Purple Energy Plates have been delivering amazing results for their many customers. Inspired by the great genius Nikola Tesla, the harmony, healing, and energetic effects of the plates have proven over and over to be beneficial and often miraculous to thousands of customers. Check their site for daily specials and choose from their many energy products. You won't be sorry. Visit them today at purpleplates.com.
Hi, this is Amber Beckrud, and I want to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel where we store all of the SOR show archives for free. And as an added bonus, every 2 weeks I'm posting brand new content on Cryptid Tales, where I will get into some of the spookier legends and folklore from around the world and tell the stories that go with them. Find us at youtube.com/spaced out radio and check out Cryptid Tales today. Drop a comment and let me know what you want to hear. See you there.
A little bit of science, a little bit of skepticism. Add a dash of snark and you have the makings of Spaced Out Sundays with me, Everett Thieme. Together we will look into the reality of the paranormal with an open eye and rational thought. Oh, did I mention there'll be plenty of woo as well? Your time spent with Spaced Out Sundays will make the night even better. The chat rooms are open, 9:06 p.m. Pacific, 12:06 a.m. Eastern, right here at spacedoutradio.com.
You're listening to Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott. Follow Dave on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio and on Facebook, Spaced Out Radio Show.
Hour number 2 of Spaced Out Radio is underway tonight. I am your host, Dave Scott. Thank you so much for being with us. We welcome back everyone listening in on KDNF AM 1560 in Dangerfield, Texas, KDUN AM 1030 in Reedsport, Oregon, KZFX 93.7 FM in Ridgecrest, California, WQEE 99.1 FM in Union, Georgia, and UPRN 107.7 FM in New Orleans. On the digital side, we are proud to broadcast on Kingdom of Nye Radio and Revolution Radio. Don't forget, you can check out all of our archives for free at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Just do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. The Desert Clam has set the password for tonight in the SOR Space Travelers Club. And it is, oh goodness, I don't even have it pulled up. This is dangerous. Dangerous. Okay, Cacodemomania. Cacodemomania is your password. Use it wisely, Space Travelers, as the Clam sets the password each and every night right here on Spaced Out Radio. Our website, spacedoutradio.com, has a plethora of features for you. Do a little shopping at the SOR Vault because you'd look good in one of our t-shirts or hoodies. You can sign up for the SOR Space Travelers Club for $5 a month. We read the night. You could use a new book. Read up on Captain Shirk's SOR Newswire, rock out to Bumblefoot, and so much more. Tonight we are talking with the Outlaw Psychic, Melissa Bryan. She is here kind of breaking it down with her investigations, where she is going with her intuition. Melissa, welcome back.
Hi, thank you so much.
You're very, very welcome. You know, one of the things that you've mentioned you've done a couple of times is work on cases where people are missing, work on cases where, you know, people have run into, you know, terrible trouble in their lives. And it's a horrific thing, because I think as we grow older and as we become parents or aunts, uncles, whatever we may be, godparents, you know, we look at things and we're just like, you know, how could we be doing this in today's society? How could this be happening when we're supposed to be so much more modern and justified with our actions? But it still happens. What's it like when you work on a case where someone is missing?
Well, it is that I look at a photo that, you know, law enforcement releases, of course, obviously, and I can get specific pieces of information such as a place, a name, a date, whether or not they're alive or dead, or maybe they feel like no one's going to find me. I'm lost, and the world seems to see me as dead. So they feel dead inside, like no one's going to find me. How are they ever going to come for me? And I try to bridge that gap and make sure that they're found.
So do you pick them up when they are already deceased, or can you pick them up when they're alive as well?
Both.
Interesting. So when you get on a case, is it something that you notice something, say, on the news or in the newspaper, or someone calls you? How does that work?
I can do it any which way that you've named. Sometimes it's via newspaper article. It just happens to catch my attention, or, something is said on the news. For example, or a poster even, such as, for example, there's a more recent case. A man and his little girl are missing right now from Oregon, from Roseburg, in fact. And what I've been able to read, I've already given my information to detectives, so I really can't discuss too much of the details, obviously for legal reasons, until they give me clearance to do so. I can tell you that the man and the little girl they're missing, my first impression was, and I can say this honestly, Grand Canyon. Now, that's my symbol for Arizona, because obviously Grand Canyon is, indicative of what Arizona is. And that was my overall first impression, okay? And it came on, bam, strong. And I got another impression of a cactus, a saguaro, which is my symbol for southern Arizona. And then I can't shake, again, the detail of, say, downtown Tucson. I've lived in Tucson, Arizona for a few years, so I'm very intimate with the area. But those were my first impressions, okay? And I'm going in on this cold. I don't know anything about it. And I took another look at the guy's photo. I said, oh, he is involved somehow. I don't know how, but it's like he's living, I guess if you would, like a double life, if you will. He has some involvement in this disappearance. I don't know what specifically, but I know that, he is somehow involved with this. And I know law enforcement knows this already. They haven't said anything to the public because obviously they cannot release details. But he is somehow involved with this. And the little girl, I do feel she's alive, but she's like, I'm dead inside. I'm not seen as alive by society. Why are they not looking for me? Why are they not trying to find me? No, we're trying to find her. And we will find her. If it is the last thing I do on this earth, I will find that little girl. Because ever since my nephew was born, becoming an auntie, it becomes more important than ever to protect children, period, from any kind of, things that would hurt them. It's everybody's responsibility to care for children. Everybody's. Even as a society, it's all of our responsibility. We have to find those that are missing. We must find those that are missing. Bring them home.
That's tough, though. That's very tough. I got a question from Shar in the chat room. She is asking, when you are covering cases like this, do you live through the experience, whether it's kidnapping, whether it's murder, whether it's torture?
Once in a while. I try not to live through the actual experience, but instead I try to view it more from almost like I'm watching a movie. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm watching a movie reel. It's almost that respect, like I'm watching a movie about what happened, And sometimes that's how I get my details.
Could you say you're remote viewing it?
Yes. I do remote viewing once in a while, yes.
Interesting. Very interesting. So when you have that, how graphic does it get? Or does it stop before the horror begins?
Once in a while, it'll stop before the horror begins, but once in a while, I also see what happened, but I'm not personally affected by it. Because if I can remote view it, then I'm not affected by it. It's like watching a movie. So even though it is real to the experience of the person who experienced it, it's not real to me because I'm not personally experiencing it. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I get that. So while you are doing this and you are going through this experience and you're dealing with police, what are police looking for? So if you get contacted by a department,
they are looking for things, and I can tell you this honestly because I've spoken with several detectives, that they are looking for things that only they know. And in fact, the detective I spoke to over in Roseburg on this one other case, out of Roseburg itself, some of the details I knew, he looked at me almost shaking, and the look on his face was like, oh my God, how did you know? It's like, I just know. I don't know how I know. I just know. Sometimes I don't even know how I know. I just know. It's just a feeling I get. And then when it's like down deep in my gut, sometimes I will get such a strong, deep gut feeling that I can't shake it for the life of me. And that's how I know that I'm on something. That I'm on to whatever this is. And once in a while, I've actually shocked law enforcement. They go, how did you know that? It's like, I don't know. I can't tell you that. I don't have any way of knowing. I just know that I know. It's just such a strong feeling. And like, for example, with the Kit Carson co-op robbery case, the details came like a literal tidal wave. I mean, it was just overwhelming. All the president of the co-op had to say is, we've been robbed. And I'm going, oh, crap. No, because they've stolen from me too. No, this is my community. This is my home. No, you do it to me. You do it to my home. You do it to me and my home. You do it to my family. No, that's kind of like off limits. We're going to get this solved. Well, about a year and a half later, my husband opened up the paper to find that all the details that I had were not only dead on, they were dead on correct. Because after I gave the information that I had, all the information just went away. I just kind of goes, okay, well, I've given my information. There's not really too much more I can do. We'll see whether or not this comes out, right, wrong, indifferent. Don't know. Okay, it's going to be what it's going to be. My husband opens up the paper, starts reading the article, reads all the way through it, and I realize that I only missed 3 very minute details. 3 out of everything else. Everything else was right on. And I detail everything in my book, Born into Shamanism, which is Kindle, Amazon, and going through bestseller publishing right now. And all of my information is in that book. Everything I've experienced, everything I've witnessed, everything I've done, everything I've heard, seen, felt, known, all 40 some odd years of experiences, everything from my first memory.
When you are looking into a crime situation, are you seeing it from the outside like a movie, or are you seeing it from the victim's eyes or even the perpetrator's eyes?
Sometimes it's a little of all 3. Sometimes it is a little of all 3.
What's that like? What's it like to feel that range of emotions from the perpetrator saying anger to the victim in pain and suffering to seeing the entire movie play out?
It's interesting to me because, it's like experiencing human nature, but it's not yours. You see what I'm saying? It's like I'm experiencing human nature, but I'm not, a part of it. And I know which emotions are mine and which are theirs, and what emotions to own and what emotions not to own.
I'm trying to process that right now. And I'll be honest with you, I'm having a difficult time because I don't know how that feels.
Well, it's hard to explain unless you've been in my shoes. Unless you really walk a mile in my shoes, it's really hard to understand. And a lot of people don't.
Why do you think you were given this gift? And I'm not saying that to be patronizing or insulting.
Well, no, I totally understand. I think it's all part of, like my ancestor said, you're going to be a shaman. And to be a shaman, you have to understand human emotion, human, feelings, human actions and interactions, and the way that all of us are all woven together. You see what I'm saying? Because in native lore, all of life is a giant web of energy. And all of us are interconnected. And so, we have to completely understand what it is to be interwoven like that.
Melissa Bryan is our guest tonight on Spaced Out Radio. We have about 7 minutes before we got to go to break in the bottom of the hour. Your experiences that you have, do they mainly deal on just the paranormal / ghost front, or are you involved or see or have contact with cryptids like Bigfoot or aliens from the sky?
Yes. I actually detail everything: Bigfoot, aliens, angels, ghosts, spirits, some of these cases that I've dealt with and worked with. I go into a little bit of everything, kind of giving you a feel for what I deal with daily. This is my everyday life. So there's no getting away from it or escaping it or, shutting it off or whatever, and that's one thing that, some people wish I would do, is just shut it all off and stop doing it. Well, no, I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. It's not that simple. It really is not that simple. This is my daily life, and I really love what I do. I really, truly do. And that's another reason why I wrote my book, is to help others understand what it is like to live my life every day from my perspective. This has nothing to do really with anyone else's. Not that I don't include some of my dearest colleagues, people that I have learned a lot from. I, of course, mentioned them a couple of times, and, all of the elders that have pointed me in the direction of my path in life. All the shamans that have helped me, I could not be more grateful for their help. They have been a real, true inspiration.
What star people have you come in contact with?
From Native America, First Nations, Native America, to my ancestors in spirit, to, various psychics and mediums, people that have been colleagues of mine for a very, very long time. And a lot of these people have been a great inspiration to me, and they are all included in the book.
Okay, but what aliens have you dealt with? Have you dealt with those?
I have dealt with seeing UFOs, not so much aliens specifically. Not that there have been some people I've come across that say, oh, I'm an alien. It's like, okay, I'm not doubting your story. I'm just, until, you kind of have something to prove it to me, then, I can't say you are, I can't say you're not. I have no right to judge,
So you're mainly dealing on the spiritual level then, not anything outside of the realm.
Yes, but I've also encountered Bigfoot at least once, maybe twice. I was moving over to a home over when we lived in New Mexico. The property that we had bought at that time, I was watching a show about Bigfoot, and I heard the same scream coming from outside the property as what I had heard on TV. I'm going, well, wait a minute, we can't hear the TV outside the house. How in the heck am I hearing that? And so back and forth, we kind of communicated a little bit. It was almost like they were saying hi, which was really cool. That was really interesting. I wish it had actually shown itself to me. But as well, when we were homeless living in another RV at the time, we were going down the road toward this one friend of ours over in Oregon, and through the trees, I could see literally from other realms and dimensions all of these different, I don't know if you want to call them beings or cryptids or what you want to call them, but I saw them with my own eyes, and one of them was Bigfoot, and they were actually smiling and waving at me. I'm going, oh, this is so freaking cool. Wow. And they're as real to me as I see another being. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So when you're around Bigfoot, what does it feel like for you?
Like family. Elder. Like family. Literally. I mean, I have no fear of them. None. They're just like any other being. They want love and affection and attention and all that as much as anyone else. And, you know, they're just like we are. They are just like we are.
We've got about just less than 90 seconds here before we got to go to break at the bottom of the hour. Melissa, when you are in contact or you've had those experiences with Sasquatch, many people say they get telepathic messages or something along those lines. Did you receive any of those?
Sometimes, not always, although I have not physically seen a Bigfoot. I see them, you know, from whatever realm they come in from, which I'd say they're from another dimension entirely. Maybe not necessarily ours, or they got lost somewhere along the timeline or something like that. But I see them the way I see us as humans. They're exactly like we are. They may look different, but they're just like us.
Do you believe that they do have supernatural capabilities?
In some respects, yes.
Why is that?
Well, I mean, if they can come and go from other dimensions, I mean, what else can they really do, you know? I mean, think about it. Look at all the strides that human nature has made. What else can they do? How can they contribute to what we already do? You know? And to me,
that's a good
because
point.
of Native American lore being what it is, we see these beings as guardians of, you know, the mountains, the forests, the land.
Melissa, I'm gonna get you to hold on right there. We have Melissa Bryan on Spaced Out Radio, Psychic Intuition. Coming up right after this.
Coming soon to our website, spacedoutradio.com, is the SOR Space Travelers Club. For just $5 a month, you can get into a private area on our site where you can hang with other listeners in our chat room, post in our forum, and check out a bunch of exclusive content and store that won't be found anywhere else, including a nightly after-show party with Dave. It's going to be the best $5 a month you're going to spend. The SOR Space Travelers, only at spacedoutradio.com.
You wanted new SOR gear, and now you can have it. The SOR Vault is fully stocked with t-shirts, hats, hoodies, mugs, and everything in between with great logos for you to choose from. So head on over to spacedoutradio.com, click on the SOR Vault, and go shopping. Pricing is quite affordable, and you can look good representing your favorite show. So go to our website and pick up your new SOR wear at the SOR Vault today.
Heading to Vancouver and looking for a night on the town? The Moose Vancouver is the bar that never stops rocking until 2 a.m. every night. The Moose has great food with everything on the menu from $6.95 to $8.95. Fantastic, vibrant staff and rock and roll that will bring you back to when the music was real, the hair was long, and the guitars were rocking. Get your party on at the Moose Vancouver, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
From the heartlands of Canada to beards around the world, we know how to take care of you. Fill your follicles with the Mighty Moose Beard Oil. All our oils and balms are handmade and 100% natural ingredients because we care about your beard. And hey, use the promo code SOR2019 and get your Mighty Moose Beard Oil today. You can check us out on our website, mightymoosebeard.com.
Move over, brother, and let me own Saturday night.
This is Rich Giordano, and I'm inviting you to tune on in to Spaced Out Saturdays starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. Eastern, where I'm going to bust open the lids on everything paranormal. Why? Because we want answers, and I'm the guy who's going to deliver those answers to you. Join the chat rooms, and we'll see you this Saturday. Just be there. No, really.
Looking for a place to advertise at a very reasonable cost? Look no further than Spaced Out Radio. SpacedOutRadio.com has an advertising tab that you can click to check out our daily, weekly, and monthly packages to play on the radio, or our website including social media. From commercial spots to banners, we have it all. Check out our competitive pricing today.
Hello, this is your guitar man, Ron Bumblefoot THAL, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, BUMBLEFOOT.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know Little Brother is watching.
Finish off your weekend and kick off your new week with me, Everett Thiemer, right here on Spaced Out Sundays. I'm going to bring you great guests, a little bit of snark, and plenty of information to think about. But don't worry, there's going to be plenty of woo as well. We are going to hit everything in the paranormal and supernatural, including the odd psychic Sundays. So tune us in on Sunday, 9:06 p.m. Pacific, 12:06 a.m. Eastern, right here at spacedoutradio.com.
Hey, space travelers, this is John Resig, founder of the CHIVE and CHIVE Charities. If you know anything about our website, you know we like to do things a little differently. We're not some faceless organization collecting money for a nebulous cause. Our donor dollars go directly toward life-improving items. Then we give those items directly to an underdog who needs it most. To become a donor with Spaced Out Radio's official charity, CHIVE Charities, just go to chivecharities.org/donate.
Every night on Spaced Out Radio, we have places for you to hang out. Hi, this is Carl. Join our SOR Space Travelers group on Facebook for live chat. On Twitter, using hashtag Spaced Out Radio. You can also join us in our Spreaker chat room. Check us out on Instagram at Dave Scott SOR. All of our archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. By the way, I'll be watching you at your window until you do. Bye!
We're adding to the entertainment online for Spaced Out Radio. I'm Amber Beckrud, and I want to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out Cryptid Tales, where I will take you on a journey into some of the strangest legends and lore from around the world, relaying the stories to you of the strange creatures and experiences that people have had throughout time. You can find Cryptid Tales at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. And while you're there, don't forget to check out our free archives and leave a comment. See you there.
Visit purpleplates.com today. For over 40 years, the Purple Energy Plates have been delivering amazing results for their many customers. Inspired by the great genius Nikola Tesla, the harmony, healing, and energetic effects of the plates have proven over and over to be beneficial and often miraculous to thousands of customers. Check their site for daily specials and choose from their many energy products. You won't be sorry. Visit them today at purpleplates.com.
Hey everybody, the SOR Space Travelers is open. For just $5 a month, you can hang out with Dave and our crew privately in our members-only section. With your signing, you'll receive newsletters on what's going on with Spaced Out Radio. You'll have direct contact with the host during the show in our chat, live streaming videos, and a great forum for your posts and more. Become a space traveler now at spacedoutradio.com.
We pass the halfway point of Spaced Out Radio tonight. I am your host, Dave Scott, sitting in the captain's chair of SOR headquarters. Great to have each and every one of you listening with us. Want to remind all of you, if you've missed portions of this show or others, we have free archives at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Just do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. Our website, spacedoutradio.com, has a plethora of features for you, including rocking out to Bumblefoot, reading up on Captain Shirk's SOR News Wire. You can sign up for the SOR Space Travelers Club for $5 a month, shop at the SOR Vault, and get a brand new book for yourself at We Read the Night. The Outlaw Psychic, Melissa Bryan, is our guest tonight on Spaced Out Radio. We're going to find out what it's like to talk to dead people, because I'm sure there's a few of us who would like to connect with the other side and just say, hey, what's going on over there? Melissa, welcome back.
Thank you.
So let's get right to it. What's it like to talk to dead people?
It's like talking to you. I talk to them like I talk to anybody else. It's just cut and dry, plain and simple.
Give me an example. Talk to me.
Well, for example, I had gone to Tombstone, Arizona. Now, I might get a little body, sorry, FCC, it is what it is. That was the time frame, so I cannot control, the way things actually were. So if it gets a little body, oh, well, it's a rough and tumble place. What can I say? Just fair warning, so, don't blame me if this is the way that I experienced it, okay? And FCC, you can't do nothing about that either. Trust me.
Well, actually, they can. It would just keep the swear words out.
Oh, no worries, no worries. Okay, I had gone there literally as a family vacation. It was supposed to be there, fun and, light and breezy and just not really too much going on with it, Just a visit to Tombstone, Arizona. Everyone else had already gone. I figured, what the hey, why not? We were in Arizona anyway, experiencing a lot of different things. Really cool cultures and, really vibrant people and places and all those different things that makes Arizona what it is. And I still brag on Arizona, even though I know my husband absolutely hates it. Poor man. I did not expect things to go the way they did. We know in the paranormal world, the Birdcage Theater, this place is notorious as the hub of paranormal activity in Tombstone, Arizona. This is the main hub portal, okay? Nor did I expect to find out what I did about the people that made Tombstone what it is. I'd gone there as a fun family vacation, light and breezy, real fun, not really expecting anything to happen. Yeah, things happened, and they happened fast, and they happened
lightning fast quick. You go in the main door after you pay your fee to get in, which of course I understand they use the fee to, renovate the place and keep it up and all that. No problem. I consider it a contribution to historic lineage and property. Perfect. Door closes. The air thickens. There's a big bar with a mirrored back bar, liquor lining the wall there, to the left, and then to the right, there's, of course, the stage in front of you, toward the back of the room. There's all the tables and chairs, and there's all these different memorabilia type things, okay, just strewn about the room. We've seen pictures of this millions and millions of times. As paranormal investigators, we know what this is like, correct? Well, did I ever expect anything to happen? No. I touched my hand to the bar, and here we go to history being made. I start hearing things, glasses clinking, being wiped down, bottles moving behind the bar, all that. I'm like, oh, what the heck? So I look around, there's nothing moving. Okay, well, this is interesting. All of a sudden, I hear somebody come up behind me. And we all know what Ike Clanton sounds like. We've seen the movie Tombstone. We've seen the movie Wyatt Earp. We know what Ike Clanton sounds like. The high-pitched, nasally voice, Man, can I show you a good time? I goes, no, honey, I got it. Thank you. I'm with my family. I'll let you know if I need your help. And, well, he didn't take no for an answer. He put his arm around me, literally sucking the air out of me. And all of a sudden I hear click and I feel cold steel at my temple. And I'm sitting here praying. And when you need to pray, this would be the moment, okay? I'm sitting there praying every prayer I can think of, and nothing is working to make this guy release me. I'm like, Ike, let me go. Come on. I'm sitting there thinking, let me go. Come on. You're choking me. Come on, And all of a sudden, off to my right, I want to say about 1,000 feet or so. Ma'am, is Ike bothering you? Big, rumbly, deep, gruff voice, And of course, we know what Wyatt Earp sounded like from obviously movie Tombstone, movie Wyatt Earp, and all the other movies made about Wyatt Earp, okay, and OK Corral Gunfight, and all this other good junk, okay. We know who he sounds like, or what he sounds like. Big, deep, down in his chest, grumbly, rumbly, big Papa Bear voice, that kind of thing. Ma'am, is Ike bothering you? I goes, no, Wyatt, I got it. Thank you. I'm fine. And no, I'm really not fine at this point. But I go, no, Wyatt, thank you. I got it. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh, God, please help me. And I hear him go, he goes, oh, but Wyatt, I was just trying to show the lady a good time. And all of a sudden I hear Wyatt go, and I'm hearing, guns and rifle shotguns, whatever you want to call these, hammers cocking back. And he goes, I dropped the blank gun. And I goes, oh, okay, it's getting real now. I'm sitting there thinking, things are getting real. Okay, don't panic. Stay calm. Yeah, right, no panic. And, Ike's not going to drop the gun and not going to drop me at that point. He goes, again, I dropped the blank gun. And I goes, okay. Finally, he releases me and, drops the gun, all that. I run hell for leather. I'm taking off like a shot across the room because my dad's up on the stage looking around in that area, which is, again, notoriously haunted too. And all of a sudden, I hear bam, 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 bam. We know what gunfire from the Old West sounds like, reenactments, movies, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm hearing gunfire behind me, and I'm smelling the gun smoke, that acrid, pungent. And don't get me wrong, I love the smell of gunpowder. I really, truly do. It's from my reenactor days, long in my youth. Fine appreciation of historical stuff. Okay. And, I get up on stage. He goes, "What's wrong?" He goes, at this point, I'm pointing toward the bar, toward where that happened. And I'm out of breath. He goes, "Well, what happened?" I goes, "The man, he grabbed me." And he goes, "What man?" I go, "The man, there was a guy grabbed me back over there by the bar." And I mean, he's like, "Well, I don't see or hear anything." I said, "I did." So after I get my breath back under me, I go back to where I experienced the, exchange between Ike and Wyatt. And I'm trying to wrap my brain around this, of course, because this is like almost a reenactment of the OK Corral gunfight right there in the building. No, it did not take place in the building. We know that from historical reference. Okay. And Wyatt comes up to me, says, "Ma'am, can my boys and I escort you through town and protect you from Mike and his men?" I goes, "Any help I can get, that was certainly an introduction." I said, "Yeah, of course, sure." Who am I to argue? And ever since, definitely it has happened that way. And a few years later, a cousin comes into contact with me. I don't remember how it happened, of course. And she says, "We're related to Wyatt Earp, right?" I goes, "You're joking, right?" She goes, "No." And I look at the information she gave me, which I actually have on disc and on file paperwork, Jenny.com, Ancestry.com, all the major family tree things. I have that lineage on there. And yes, I'm actually blood related to all the players of the OK Corral gunfight, whether it's in-law or, blood relation or whatever. It turns out that my family had introduced themselves to me. Go figure, am I right?
So when you're going through this, what are you recognizing? What's the feeling you were recognizing?
Well, definitely the way that Ike introduced himself to me. I wish he would have made a more polite introduction. That was not exactly the way gentlemen are supposed to introduce themselves to a lady. Holding them at gunpoint? Come on. I mean, it was definitely scary. I have to admit, I was terrified. Absolutely scared to death. And when I see, and I've been to Tombstone again, several times, and I see, some of these actors that, portray the Clantons and the Glowrys, Curly Bill Brocious, all them. And I literally hide behind things going, "Do not see me, do not see me, do not see me. I do not want to see you." Because I'm reliving that moment. I'm going, "No, not again, not again, not again, not again," And then with Wyatt and Doc and Morgan and Virgil and that family, I feel so protected. I feel safe. I feel like, they're not going to let anybody hurt me, I know that sounds crazy and odd, but it's true. And every time I go back to Tombstone, here comes Wyatt and his men, and we are literally walking down Allen Street, clearing boardwalks. I've seen people literally move aside, their color drains from their faces, their eyes go wide as saucers. I've seen this again and again and again and again. And all I'm hearing is ka-chink, ka-chink, ka-chink. The footsteps with the heavy California rowel spurs. And, we're all, hanging loud and proud with the, jangle bobs and the spurs and the, cowboy boots, making that boardwalk rumble. It's funny because it's me in the middle. Then there's Wyatt to my left, Doc to my right, Morgan to my left, Virgil to my right, and then my hubby, and then any of the other ancestors. And we are literally walking that boardwalk, making that boardwalk rumble. It's funny. I've seen it happen again and again and again. I plan to eventually go back to Tombstone again, and I want to see if that's going to happen again, because that was fun. That's fun. Every time we do that, that is just total fun.
So when you are experiencing this, are you experiencing it on this timeline or in their timeline?
Both. It's like an overlapping, if you will. It's almost like the timelines overlap. It's like I'm in their environment, but then they come into my timeline, and both of our timelines interact with each other. It's interactive. It's really, I mean, okay, for example, I was invited to an event in May. They want me to buy tickets. I said, well, why not have me, volunteer? My relatives are totally talkative. I mean, they will talk. Even from spirit, they will talk. Whether it's the actors, reenactors, or the spirit beings who have not moved on or have left some part of them behind, or like a part of their consciousness has been left behind, they talk, and they're really, 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 really super talkative. I mean, they will talk and they will interact. And being there, they're going to be like, well, how is all this stuff happening? I goes, I told you, have me volunteer. Even if I do buy tickets to this thing, which I plan to, it's like, their event, because I'm going to be there, their event's going to be going crazy, nuts, wild, because my ancestors are going to be interacting, and it's going to be, I guarantee you, almost like 99.9999999% real. Because they are very extremely interactive, or their consciousnesses, however you want to explain this. But they're fun people. They're really fun people to be around. I love them all. I love my Clanton and McClary cousins too, and Curly Bill too. Yes, I do. Even though they didn't make exactly the most polite of introductions, I wish they'd done it differently. But hey, I still love them all the same. And well, anyway, it is what it is.
We got about 6.5 minutes before we got to go to break at the top of the hour. Melissa Bryan is our guest tonight. So when you are going back in time like that to spend with, some of, Wyatt Earp or whoever it may be,
right?
Do you leave your body for this? Are you remote viewing it? Are you astral traveling into the past?
No, I'm in the physical present moment. I know that sounds strange, but it's almost like I'm there and I'm here too. Maybe some of it might be a little bit, but you know what? More or less, because I'm stepping into their time, I'm able to interact with them on their timeline, but yet they're interacting with me on mine. I know that sounds crazy, but timelines there literally intersect, interact, whatever you want to call this. They, I guess, mesh for a time, if you will. I don't know how you want to explain that or how you want to say that, but to me, they kind of almost mesh. One comes into the other, interacts with the other, and it's like the two meet at a certain point. I know that sounds weird, but it's absolutely true. I have experienced it. I've experienced this in Santa Fe with Billy the Kid. I've experienced this in Tombstone with Wyatt and Morgan and Doc and Virgil. And I've experienced this with Baxter over in, what's the name of that town in Arizona? No, not Sedona. No, Sedona's another experience I want to have.
Snowflake?
I have not had that experience yet. That one's calling me. But anyway, there's another town where Baxter Earp, which is another of the Earp brothers, was actually knifed to death in a bar brawl. His spirit is still there, and I've interacted with him on his timeline. Wilcox. Thank you. Wilcox, Arizona. Coolest town ever. Totally a lot like Tombstone. The timelines interact and come together. Portal yet again. I've done that in Santa Fe with Billy the Kid. I've done that in Tucson with Old Tucson Studios, for example. That place is haunted from rooftop and rafters all the way down to basement floorboards. Oh my God, I've had so many experiences there. I detail everything in my book and everything I've ever witnessed. But these are just a few of my very personal experiences. And all of them, one way or another, have all turned out to be related to me by whatever means. And God, these things are just, I know a lot of people don't experience it like I do. Everyone's is going to be different in some respects. But in some respects, all of them are going to be the same too. But trust me, go to Santa Fe, go to Tombstone, go to Tucson, go to, any of these places I've witnessed this stuff. You walk with me a day in my boots, you will not be the same coming out of it.
Kevin wants to know, and maybe we should take this one when we come back from the break. I'll save this one. He's asking, what would you say is one of your tougher cases that didn't turn out the way you wanted? But we're on a different precedent right now in tangent. With the fact that so many of these spirits seem to be related to you in one way or another through past lives, what does that make you when you look at yourself from the past? As we got about 2 minutes left.
That's a good question. I see a lot of the mistakes I made then. I see a lot of the mistakes I made now. And, I've promised myself I would never remake the same mistakes. In some cases I have, in some cases I haven't. But I've always wanted to rectify things from my past and be able to say to the past, look, for whatever happened, I'm sorry. It is what it is. We can't change it. But I will always cherish the memories that some of you have left me with, because some of those memories are very sweet, and I miss you to high heaven. I do. There are some things I wish I could do all over again.
Like what? Tell me one.
Well, like, for example, the freedom of riding out through the West, just making history. I mean, how else do you explain that? I mean, really making history. And being able to prove that it actually happened. And exactly the same way as you say it happened, and being able to have that validated, nothing like it. And being able to carry some of my, not only just knowledge, but as well, some of the things like the healing rites and the communication with spirit and all that, and being able to do that past to present, it is the coolest thing in the world. I wouldn't change that for nothing.
Why do you choose to live that lifestyle, though? Do you have a choice?
Well, in some cases we do have a choice, but in some cases we chart it, to re-experience some of those things so that, we learn what it was about instead of having to regret not having done it.
Interesting. Very interesting indeed. I don't know what that would be like.
In some cases, some parts of having been me and some parts of being me now intersect, and it's almost a feeling of being powerful and I don't even know what the right word I'm looking for is.
Well, you think about it during the break here, because we're going to go to break here at the top of the hour. We have Melissa Bryan here for another 30 minutes before we get to the SOR Newswire and the Thought of the Day. Hour 3 of Spaced Out Radio coming up.
Every night on Spaced Out Radio, we have places for you to hang out. Hi, this is Carl. Join our SOR Space Travelers group on Facebook for live chat. On Twitter, using hashtag Spaced Out Radio, you can also join us in our Spreaker chat room. Check us out on Instagram at Dave Scott SOR. All of our archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. By the way, I'll be watching you at your window until you do. Bye!
The SOR Vault is open for business, and do we have some cool swag for you to pick up? All you have to do is head over to our website and click on the SOR Vault. You have a variety of cool logos to choose from, and put them on anything you want. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, coffee mugs, you name it, we can get it to you. So do your shopping by supporting the store you love. Get your Spaced Out Radio swag at the SOR Vault today.
For the price of 1 cup of coffee a month, you can become an SOR Space Traveler. The Space Travelers Club is a place where you can interact with other listeners, either live during the show or on our great forum. We want your stories, pictures, comments, and ideas. You'll get live video streams, exclusive content, and be a part of our newsletter. Stay in touch with everything SOR. The Space Travelers Club is just $5 a month at spacedoutradio.com.
Looking for a place to advertise at a very reasonable cost? Look no further than Spaced Out Radio. SpacedOutRadio.com has an advertising tab that you can click to check out our daily, weekly, and monthly packages to play on the radio, or our website including social media. From commercial spots to banners, we have it all. Check out our competitive pricing today.
Visit purpleplates.com today. For over 40 years, the Purple Energy Plates have been delivering amazing results for their many customers. Inspired by the great genius Nikola Tesla, the harmony, healing, and energetic effects of the plates have proven over and over to be beneficial and often miraculous to thousands of customers. Check their site for daily specials and choose from their many energy products. You won't be sorry. Visit them today at purpleplates.com.
Move over, brother, and let me own Saturday night.
This is Rich Giordano, and I'm inviting you to tune on in to Spaced Out Saturdays starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. Eastern, where I'm going to bust open the lids on everything paranormal. Why? Because we want answers, and I'm the guy who's going to deliver those answers to you. Join the chat rooms, and we'll see you this Saturday. Just be there. No, really.
Heading to Vancouver and looking for a night on the town? The Moose Vancouver is the bar that never stops rocking until 2 a.m. every night. The Moose has great food with everything on the menu from $6.95 to $8.95. Fantastic, vibrant staff and rock and roll that will bring you back to when the music was real, the hair was long, and the guitars were rocking. Get your party on at the Moose Vancouver, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
Hey, Space Travelers, this is John Resig, founder of the CHIVE and CHIVE Charities. If you know anything about our website, you know we like to do things a little differently. We're not some faceless organization collecting money for a nebulous cause. Our donor dollars go directly toward life-improving items. Then we give those items directly to an underdog who needs it most. To become a donor with Spaced Out Radio's official charity, CHIVE Charities, just go to chivecharities.org/donate.
We're adding to the entertainment online for Spaced Out Radio. I'm Amber Beckrud, and I want to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out Cryptid Tales, where I will take you on a journey into some of the strangest legends and lore from around the world, relaying the stories to you of the strange creatures and experiences that people have had throughout time. You can find Cryptid Tales at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. And while you're there, don't forget to check out our free archives and leave a comment. See you there.
We all know on Spaced Out Radio we love a good beard and mustache, so why not take care of your facial hair with Mighty Moose Beard Oil? Made in Canada, we're taking care of beards and stashes around the world. We use 100% natural ingredients with our oils and balms to make your whiskers feel silky smooth. Use promo code SOR2019 at MightyMooseBeard.com today.
A timepiece is a reflection of who you are, and what better way to show off the real you than with an Escape watch? Escape is a lifestyle brand accessorizing your days and nights. Choose to escape and create the life of discovery that you deserve. Dream, play, unite with your own personalized Escape watch. Head to escapewatches.com. There is no time like the present to enjoy your escape. Use promo code SMF2017 for your 20% discount today. Coming soon to our website, spacedoutradio.com, is the SOR Space Travelers Club. For just $5 a month, you can get into a private area on our site where you can hang with other listeners in our chat room, post in our forum, and check out a bunch of exclusive content and store that won't be found anywhere else, including a nightly after-show party with Dave. It's going to be the best $5 a month you're going to spend. The SOR Space Travelers, only at spacedoutradio.com.
At spacedoutradio.com, we have a little bit of everything for you to stay up late. So while you're there, check out our SOR Newswire, where our team brings you stories of the weird and strange to the WTF from around the globe. News on Bigfoot, UFOs, paranormal, Darwinian-type crime tales. It's the stories that the mainstream media usually won't touch. Well, we got them all on the SOR Newswire, only at spacedoutradio.com.
A little bit of science, a little bit of skepticism. Add a dash of snark and you have the makings of Spaced Out Sundays with me, Everett Thiemer. Together we will look into the reality of the paranormal with an open eye and rational thought. Oh, did I mention there'll be plenty of woo as well? Your time spent with Spaced Out Sundays will make the night even better. The chat rooms are open, 9:06 p.m. Pacific, 12:06 a.m. Eastern, right here at spacedoutradio.com.
Hello, this is your guitar man, Ron Bumblefoot THAL, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, bumblefoot.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know Little Brother is watching.
Would you like to connect with us? Head to spacedoutradio.com for all your latest show info. Now, back to Dave Scott and SOR.
We're underway in the third and final hour of Spaced Out Radio tonight. I am your host, Dave Scott. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Hi to everyone listening in on WQEE 99.1 FM in Noonan, Georgia, UPRN 107.7 FM in New Orleans, KZFX 93.7 FM in Ridgecrest, California. Down in Reedsport, Oregon, we are on KDUN AM 1030 and Dangerfield, Texas, AM 1560 KDNF. On the digital side, hi to everyone listening in on Kingdom of Nye Radio and Revolution Radio. Great to have you with us. Don't forget, all of our archives are free at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Do old Davey the favor, hit that subscribe button. The Desert Clam has set the password for tonight in the SOR Space Travelers Club. Cacodomania. Cacodomania is your password. Use it wisely, Space Travelers, as the Clam sets the password each and every night right here on Spaced Out Radio. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you. You can rock out to Bumblefoot, shop at the SOR Vault, get some SOR swag while you're there. Also, read up on Captain Shirk's SOR Newswire, and don't forget to sign up for the brand new Space Travelers Club for $5 a month. For the final time tonight, we introduce our guest, Melissa Bryan. She is known as the Outlaw Psychic. Melissa, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
As we head down this last half hour here, the question that I was going to ask right before the break comes from Kevin, who is wondering, have you ever worked on a case that didn't turn out the way you felt it would? And what was that like?
I really haven't had that experience yet. I really have not had that experience yet. And some cases turn out where I don't get an update on how things turned out and I never hear back. And sometimes that's very disconcerting, but it does happen.
But really, overall, I haven't had that experience yet. You know, and
Interesting.
And sometimes I do go, you know, maybe a little bit less, like 50 or 60% right once in a while. But, you know, being very wrong is very rare, and being very, very right is very rare, because I leave a 10% margin of error for the things that I either get wrong or misinterpret or mistake or whatever, because, you know, I'm still human, and the human side of me sometimes, you know, logically gets in the way. You know, there's not a lot I can do about that. But what I can do is leave like a 10% margin of error for anything I get wrong, misinterpret, mistake, or whatever, you know, or where logic gets in the way. You know, there have only been a handful of times that I've ever been 90% or greater, you know, and even that's very, very, very rare.
All right. As we move towards a more spiritual society, as we seem to be going, where many people are starting to step away from religion. Not that it's a bad thing, religion, that is.
No, of course
not. They tend to start going down their own path, whether it's an agnostic path, an atheist path, or maybe to find their own personal relationship with a God or whatever they want to believe in. As as people start to move away to find their own paths, how do they know that they are on the right one?
Each person's path is different, and each of us writes our own chart before we come here, and we chart to experience this. It's not that we don't want to, we chart it. We write this as a life plan before we come here. And no one person's path is right, and no one person's path is wrong. That's unless, you know, you're trying to shove your beliefs down someone else's throat, then we got a problem. You know?
True, and I think that's what a lot of people are trying to get away from. So where do you, if somebody is out there listening, let me form it this way, and they are looking for their own path, where would you suggest they start, and how to go about it?
Look within yourself. Find out what is in your heart that you believe truly and honestly, and go with that. The only place we can find our path is within.
Right. So, but I guess what I'm saying is a lot of people really don't know how to find themselves or where to look inside. Like when you think of something like meditation or something along those lines, you look at, you know, with today being such a fast-paced society, most people don't even know how to do that, let alone find an extra 2, 3, 5 minutes, half an hour in their day to just hang out with themselves. Right.
Meditation is a great way, and I will agree with that. I've heard it works. I don't personally do it. I not that I don't do it. I think I do it in a different way that most people don't really understand. I like to sit and journal. Journaling is a great form of trying to find oneself. Write your thoughts down. Write your opinions, your feelings, just let it all pour out onto paper, you know?
Like an automatic writing.
Well, automatic writing works sometimes. I don't necessarily automatic write. I just sit down and I write whatever just comes to mind. You know, what I think, what I feel, how I, what's the word I'm looking for? Darn it. Just everything that I've experienced, witnessed, all that I feel, that I think, that I know, things I want, things that I want to experience, things that I have experienced, life at home and how I'm feeling about things, and just anything that comes to mind. I go to my journal and I write it down. And you know what? It doesn't even take a whole lot of money to do it. Go to the grocery store, get a notebook, like one of those 5 subject notebooks, and just put the date at the top of the page and then write whatever's in your heart, on your mind, whatever. And, then you can look back on it and go, okay, well, I can see the picture forming of what I'm dealing with. And that's a great form of meditation in and of itself. Listen to music, take a dance class, or even for that matter, just move to whatever moves you. Even if you're on your own, even, I don't know, one of those exercise courses on video or something, anything like that is meditation. Just do whatever moves you.
Okay. Let's get to Nikki's question, who is asking about protection, spirit guides, so on and so forth. What are your sources of protection when dealing with spirits and the like?
Well, I'm not sure how to explain it. It's kind of something I learned from my Navajo relatives. They do a certain, I guess, protective ritual. I'm not sure what they call it at the present moment because I'm really exhausted. It's getting way past my bedtime here. But I usually just put a form of white light around myself that covers me from head to toe, side to side, back, forward, all that. And that just surrounds my entire being. And that seems to lock out a lot of stuff.
Do you use crystals? Salt, sage, Palo Santo wood?
Salt, sage, white sage, white salt, sea salt. Table salt will work in a pinch, but sea salt I do recommend, and I've got a lot of it. I use Palo Santo, I use white sage, I use, sometimes I'll use crystals once in a while, not always, but sometimes. I love my pendulum for a lot of this stuff in terms of crystal use. I love that. I've got, I think, 5 of them now. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 4 of them now. It's just whatever you feel drawn to, crystals, sage, herbs, Palo Santo, just calling on white light, calling on, ancient ancestors, guides, gatekeepers, your other side team. You can even call them in to help you with that, and they will do it.
How many spirit guides do you have?
I have one in particular, David. He is awesome. He is dabomb.com. He is just totally rockin' awesome. He's the one that does the majority of my work, or helps me with the majority of my work. And he's the one that pulls all the charts. He's the one that, does basically the research end of things on the other side in what we know as Hall of Records. Okay. And I go there frequently in astral and, while I'm asleep here on Earth, that's where my soul is. I'm constantly nose in a book. I got the key to the place. Let's put it that way. I'm literally in a corner with my nose in a book, and you can't get me out till I come back here.
When you have people saying, how do I reach out to my spirit guides? How do I find my spirit guides? What advice do you give them?
Well, do what I did. And I basically just had a quiet moment where I was able to sit alone with myself and just listen. Ask and then listen. Open your ears. Listen, use these things on sides of your head.
Well, that's easy enough to say because you have done it. But for those out there, because we always got to remember that the majority of people listening to a show like this really haven't had that experience.
I understand, but, it's just so simple. I mean, I've read things like from Sylvia Browne, James Van Praagh, and many of these prominent psychics, and they all pretty much say the same thing. And it's really actually very, very, very simple logic. It's just, you just have to, I guess, be quiet within your own self and have a moment to just concentrate on what you want to know, what you want to experience, and then call it into your being and chart it for yourself when you go to Hall of Records, when you astral travel. Work on your chart. We all do, even I do. I don't know how else to better explain it. It's so simple. You just sit with yourself really quietly, ask for your guide to come forward and give a name. And mine was David. And he actually said, I heard it like I hear you. He said, hello, I'm your guide. My name is David. And I heard it exactly that clearly. It's so simple, just ask.
So do you use tools, whether it's a Ouija board or pendulums or dowsing rods, tea leaves?
I use pendulum and I use never Ouija. I do not recommend Ouija for anything. If you don't know how to use it, don't. Okay? You can get yourself in a lot of trouble if you do it wrong. Don't. Just don't until you understand the fine mechanics. Even I won't pick that up because I don't understand it. I don't know how to use that properly. So I just don't. I don't even make the effort on that. Okay. I do use pendulum. I used to use dowsing rods. Dowsing rods are very simple, easy to use. Can be used for a variety of applications. And I use sage and Palo Santo smoke, and, it's so simple. And all you have to do is just sit quiet and ask, and then listen. It's so very, 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 very simple. And tools, you can choose to use them or you can choose not to. It's really up to you. But Ouija is one thing I do not recommend unless you understand its fine mechanics and how it's actually supposed to be used. Don't. Just don't. Okay?
Do you recommend people going down that path once they're experienced, though?
Once you're experienced and have a lot under your belt, then you can choose to do so. If you know how to properly protect yourself and those around you, and get advice and experience from those that are truly experienced and comfortable with doing so. Have them guide you before you use most any tool. Pendulum happens to work for me, and it has happened a number of times where it has worked for me very beautifully, and we're really in harmony. I have one pendulum in particular that I use that I love. Just use the tool that works best for you. And you don't even have to use tools. In fact, I came into my abilities not even using tools, not even needing them, and never actually feeling comfortable with using them until I got to a point where after that truck wreck that I was in almost 3 years ago, all of my abilities just kind of went away. I mean, just disappeared. So I used pendulum to try to help regain some balance within that. And over time, my abilities have come back a little at a time and all that. And, I don't really use much other than sage, Palo Santo, sweetgrass, if you can find it, which is mostly online. Another native tool, of course. I've used dowsing rods in the past, but I don't really religiously count on them. I've never used Ouija, ever. I tried it one time, it never worked, so I just said, okay, well, this thing don't work, piece of junk. Okay, toss. And really my greatest tool asset has been pendulum. It works every time. For
How
me,
many spirits you got tied to your pendulum? And do they all move it in different directions?
I don't. What I do is I ask Spirit for, a specific piece of information and move my pendulum to state yes, no, or, in some cases, maybe, possibility of, one of those three ways. But other than that, be literal with me, be specific, because I need, this is the specific information I need. So therefore, this is the answer I need coming through. Help me out. That's how I do it.
Makes sense. We only have about 3.5 minutes left with you tonight. And this is a show that has flown on by. And it's been absolutely fantastic. What's your advice to people who want to go down their own spiritual path? What's the good and what's the bad about it?
The good about it is you're going to help so many people. So many people. And can you make a living and a decent living at it? Yes. I'm just starting on that. If you find yourself with just this one thing to use to earn an income, then do so. Set your prices accordingly, depending on where you reside. The economic factors, of course, obviously. I started a business based on mine. And the bad of it is you're going to encounter people that are going to become obsessed with you, that are going to become very hatred us, that are going to become very jealous, very angry, very hateful, very bitter, vitriolic. Right now, I'm dealing with a stalker that is obsessed with me. He blows up my text messages. He has hunted my family and I literally to where, we were left with nothing. And we have been running from state to state to state to state, trying to get away from this guy, and he keeps following. He will not let up, will not let go. Law enforcement is useless. No one will touch him. Everyone says, oh, you enjoy us or like this guy. No, I want him gone. I want him out of my life for good. I don't want nothing to do with this person, but he won't let me not answer him. You will get threats, you will get abuse, you will get hate, you will get it can become really terrifying. People calling you things like celebrity or things like, oh, you're a star, you're this, you're that, so therefore we have the right to do whatever we want to you. No, it's not right. Don't let people step on you like that. I mean, I have no choice at the moment. I'm trying to find a way to get rid of this guy, but he just won't shake. I'm having to deal with that right now. And it's very, very frightening at times. And it will become scary. At times you will encounter great fear. But you know what? Stand strong and keep doing what you do, because you know what? You're helping a lot of people in the long run. Even despite all the bad, you're going to encounter a lot of good. Because with a business like this, you can contribute to community charity organizations. You can, contribute to, say, things like museums and historical societies and genealogical societies and things that make a great load of difference in the lives of others. Make that difference no matter what happens. Make that difference. Contribute to animal and pet charities if that's what's close to your heart, like it is mine. Contribute to museums and historical societies, genealogical societies, whatever is closest to your heart for something good to do, do it. Make that difference. There's no other time. The time is now. Make that difference.
Melissa, thank you so much for coming on Spaced Out Radio tonight. What an absolute pleasure to have you on with your knowledge, your stories, your information. Just fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It has been just great, and we will have to do it again sometime in the future as well.
Absolutely.
Coming up next,
give
we
my love
have...
to those nieces.
I will. I'll give the dogs a big hug for you.
And that little one, too.
I will. Coming up next, we have the SOR Newswire and the Thought of the Day. Trying to figure out who these astral travelers are as well. We'll be back.
A little bit of science, a little bit of skepticism. Add a dash of snark and you have the makings of Spaced Out Sundays with me, Everett Thiemer. Together we will look into the reality of the paranormal with an open eye and rational thought. Oh, did I mention there'll be plenty of woo as well? Your time spent with Spaced Out Sundays will make the night even better. The chat rooms are open, 9:06 p.m. Pacific, 12:06 a.m. Eastern, right here at spacedoutradio.com.
You wanted new SOR gear, and now you can have it. The SOR Vault is fully stocked with t-shirts, hats, hoodies, mugs, and everything in between with great logos for you to choose from. So head on over to spacedoutradio.com, click on the SOR Vault, and go shopping. Pricing is quite affordable, and you can look good representing your favorite show. So go to our website and pick up your new SOR wear at the SOR Vault today.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
Move over, brother, and let me own Saturday night.
This is Rich Giordano, and I'm inviting you to tune on in to Spaced Out Saturdays starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. Eastern, where I'm going to bust open the lids on everything paranormal. Why? Because we want answers, and I'm the guy who's going to deliver those answers to you. Join the chat rooms, and we'll see you this Saturday. Just be there. No, really.
At spacedoutradio.com, we have a little bit of everything for you to stay up late. So while you're there, check out our SOR Newswire, where our team brings you stories of the weird and strange to the WTF from around the globe. News on Bigfoot, UFOs, paranormal, Darwinian-type crime tales. It's the stories that the mainstream media usually won't touch. Well, we got them all on the SOR Newswire, only at spacedoutradio.com.
Hey, Spaced Out Radio fans! It's John Resig, founder of the CHIVE and CHIVE Charities. Our goal is to make the life of veterans, first responders, and those with rare medical conditions 10% happier. We do this by donating one grant item, ranging from vans to therapy programs to prosthetic limbs, to those who need it most. To contribute to Spaced Out Radio's official charity, head over to chivecharities.org and become a donor today.
Heading to Vancouver and looking for a night on the town? The Moose Vancouver is the bar that never stops rocking until 2 a.m. every night. The Moose has great food with everything on the menu from $6.95 to $8.95. Fantastic, vibrant staff and rock and roll that will bring you back to when the music was real, the hair was long, and the guitars were rockin'. Get your party on at the Moose Vancouver, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
Hello, this is your guitar man, Ron Bumblefoot Thal, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, bumblefoot.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know Little Brother is watching.
Every night on Spaced Out Radio, we have places for you to hang out. Hi, this is Carl. Join our SOR Space Travelers group on Facebook for live chat. On Twitter, using hashtag Spaced Out Radio. You can also join us in our Spreaker chat room. Check us out on Instagram at Dave Scott SOR. All of our archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. By the way, I'll be watching you at your window until you do. Bye!
Hey everybody, the SOR Space Travelers is open. For just $5 a month, you can hang out with Dave and our crew privately in our members-only section. With your signing, you'll receive newsletters on what's going on with Spaced Out Radio. You'll have direct contact with the host during the show in our chat, live streaming videos, and a great forum for your posts and more. Become a space traveler now at spacedoutradio.com.
We're adding to the entertainment online for Spaced Out Radio. I'm Amber Beckrud, and I want to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out Cryptid Tales, where I will take you on a journey into some of the strangest legends and lore from around the world, relaying the stories to you of the strange creatures and experiences that people have had throughout time. You can find Cryptid Tales at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. And while you're there, don't forget to check out our free archives and leave a comment. See you there.
We all know on Spaced Out Radio we love a good beard and mustache, so why not take care of your facial hair with Mighty Moose Beard Oil? Made in Canada, we're taking care of beards and stashes around the world. We use 100% natural ingredients with our oils and balms to make your whiskers feel silky smooth. Use promo code SOR2019 at MightyMooseBeard.com today.
Looking for a place to advertise at a very reasonable cost? Look no further than Spaced Out Radio. SpacedOutRadio.com has an advertising tab that you can click to check out our daily, weekly, and monthly packages to play on the radio, or our website including social media. From commercial spots to banners, we have it all. Check out our competitive pricing today.
We've rounded third. We're heading for home tonight on Spaced Out Radio. I am your host, Dave Scott, hanging out with all of you. You know, sometimes we get some weird stuff happening around here, and I don't know what it was outside the window. It almost felt like there was an astral traveler staring out and back at me at my window. Started about half an hour, 45 minutes ago. It's kind of weird, kind of creepy. So I had a good astral traveler friend of mine, Megan, check it on out. She's dealing with it now. Apparently, she says there is another lady checking things out around here. Don't know what that means or what it's all about, but it is kind of cool. It is kind of cool. The weird part about it was I actually saw Megan, her face in my window, and watched her pull back. I said on message, I said, I saw you. She's like, what? You weren't supposed to see me. But I did. Yes, astral travel. Weird. Got to figure that one out a little bit more. Hey, I want to remind all of you that you could join the SOR Space Travelers Club on our website. It is only $5 a month. You can also do a little shopping at the SOR Vault. Yeah. Read up on Captain Shirk's SOR Newswire. It's all found on our website. Don't forget all of our archives are free as well at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Just do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. Speaking of the news, let's get to it, shall we? The news is always changing, which is why we bring you the SOR Newswire at the back end of every show, where we get to the weird, the strange, and sometimes some really cool stories, like this one. About 11,000 people donned costumes and got on their bicycles for the annual zombie bike ride Yeah, organizers of the annual Fantasy Fest event in Key West, Florida, said it was a great time by all. Even though some people really need to work on their makeup. They didn't look like zombies at all. Here's one guy. Well, I mean, it's like hipster zombie without the makeup. Don't really get it. Another guy's decided that he's going to be like a flamenco dancer. Don't get it. Then there's cowboy zombie. Actually, he looks like Amish zombie. Wearing the hat, the beard, black pants. Oh, this is funny. This is just funny. Well, the event went Sunday evening along the Atlantic Ocean shoreline and streets of Key West, featuring some 11,000 people in zombie costumes and makeup pedaling together for the annual Zombie Fest street party on Duval Street. The zombies were joined by a smattering of skeletons, evil clowns, and apparently other spooky Amish Halloween-themed ghouls. Maybe that's what I'll be for Halloween this year. Shave off my stash and be Amish. Get a nice corn pipe, too. That'd be kind of cool. The 10-day Fantasy Fest, which runs through Sunday, also includes a pet masquerade, the exotic headdress ball, themed costume contests, and, of course, an evening parade. You know, that's one thing I hate in life. I hate parades. I do. I really hate parades. Why? As stupid as this sounds, I hate strangers waving at me in a parade. Where they're like, oh, look at me. I'm so happy I'm waving at you in the parade. I'm in the parade. And they wave at you. I don't like that. I don't know why, but I don't. It upsets me. I want to throw them the middle finger. Stick it, parade person. God, I hate parades. I just really hate parades. And the kids that run in front of you to steal the candy when it's thrown at you. And you're like, I could use like a popsicle or something like that. I'm never too old for a popsicle. And then some runt comes and grabs your candy and they've got like 96 and they're pushing kids out of the way to get their 97th sucker or popsicle or whatever the hell it is. Up here you could use popsicles because it's kind of cold. They don't melt. God, I hate parades. It's a trigger for me, man. Feel like that lady who was sitting on the ground at Trump's inauguration. No! That's what I think of parades. Hey, remember a couple of days ago, we reported about the United States Army partnering up with the To the Stars Academy? Well, new details of that partnership have emerged. Remember, this was supposed to be just a handshake deal? We'll give you the materials, TTSA says. You let us use the science labs. You guys break it all down. Yeah. Well, apparently the Army is now planning to spend at least $750,000, taxpayer dollars, on that partnership. As noted in a brand new Motherboard story, government document archivist from the Black Vault, John Greenwald, has posted the entire Cooperative Research and Development Agreement between TTSA and the Army online. The document reveals that the partnership will expire in 5 years unless the parties choose to renew it, and the government will not directly pay TTSA any money under the terms of the deal. Instead, it will spend an estimated $750,000. Well, okay, this is how it breaks down. On personnel, facilities, equipment, and other resources that TTSA's COO, Carrie DeLong, would be cost prohibitive to a small startup like the To the Stars Academy. The contract also makes clear what the Army hopes to get out of the partnership to see if it can use TTSA's materials and technologies to advance its ground vehicles. What the document doesn't mention, however, is TTSA's claim that some of the materials in its possession are extraterrestrial. Now that the group is getting the resources it needs to study those materials, maybe it'll have a better chance of figuring out just exactly what it's got in their hands. Interesting. You knew there was going to be money spent. How? We just didn't know. Now we do. Thanks, John Greenwald from the Black Vault. Fantastic, fantastic researcher he is. We got to get him back on the show. I'm going to try and get him back on in December. We're going to have to do a year in review. The spacesuit gloves of a NASA astronaut were contaminated during the historic all-woman spacewalk this past Friday, but it's probably just space grease. Yeah. Apparently space has acne. NASA astronauts Christine Koch and Jessica Meyer embarked on a spacewalk to replace one of the International Space Station's battery charge or discharge units after it failed following a previous spacewalk on October 11th. The spacewalk was successful as the unit was replaced, with the astronauts also completing some get-ahead or extra tasks. However, when the astronauts re-entered the station, there was a contaminant on one of Koch's gloves, but it's most likely that this contaminant is just grease from the station's Canadarm robotic arm. Yeah, go Canada in space. Yeah, Koch said during a post-spacewalk webcast today, she goes on to say, to transport the bulky replacement, BCDU, in space, she had the unique task of riding on the robotic arm. Koch referred to riding the arm as an incredible privilege. It's something we do train for, but since it's rare, not many people actually get the experience of doing that. Part of what that involves is actually installing a foot restraint on the end of the arm, the end that's actually normally just meant to grapple to, say, a visiting cargo vehicle. And so, she continued, of course, a mechanical component like that has grease and lubrication. And that's what they figured greased up her glove. Space goo from Canada. We're sorry. We're sorry, NASA. NASA astronauts, for getting space goo on your gloves. Bad, Canada. Bad. 2 days in a row, bad. Okay, this is very un-Canadian. Not happy about this at all. A newly painted mural of 16-year-old Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg was vandalized with a pro-oil message and later with French slurs. Oh, the Albertans are mad. They are mad. First Greta comes to town, and then Trudeau gets reelected. Thunberg on Friday led a climate strike outside Alberta's legislature in the province's capital of Edmonton. The news was reported about 8,000 in attendance. Local artist Aja Loudon told the CBC that he painted the mural on a free expression graffiti wall across the city at the same time Thunberg spoke. While CBC was filming the footage of the mural Friday, James Bagnall sprayed "Stop the Lies. This is oil country" over the image of the teenager's face. This is Alberta. This is oil country. My father has worked in the oil industry. We don't need foreigners coming in and telling us how to run our business, support our families, put food on our tables. I think it's absolutely intolerant of them to tell us how to change our lives and our people. She should go back to her country and try to make her country better, he continued. Bagnall also said Thunberg was just doing what she was told and should just shut up until you have solutions. Yeah, I'm sure he's going to get in trouble for that. I'm really sure. You know, the artist initially included the message, "Thank you, Greta. Thank you, Beaver Hills Clan," a reference to the grassroots group that planned the Thunberg event. Loudon told the CBC he was not upset that his mural was defaced, given the wall where he painted it welcomes all forms of freedom of expression. Here's a weird one, though. So old Greta here won't come to British Columbia or Victoria, British Columbia's capital, because she'd have to ride a ferry. And ferries are bad for the oceans and cause water and pollution in the water. Honey, how did you get to Canada? Now, I'm not chastising the young lady, okay, because I think she's got a strong message. And we need young people like her to step up on this planet. But how did you get to Canada? I'm not thinking you got here by a hot air balloon from Sweden. I'm not thinking there was a giant slingshot that launched you over the North Pole. I'm pretty sure you were flying. See, this is where people lose their message. She has an important message that she needs to get out. She really does. And I think it's a very, very important one. All right, because we do have to take better care of our environment. But Greta, you can't fly on planes and then complain about ferry boats. You just can't. It's like Trudeau talking about taxing for climate change and then using not one but two 737s to go across Canada for his election campaign. Stop with the hypocrisy. Just get the job done. That's all we ask. Final one here. Police in West Virginia are searching for a man they said robbed a bank while wearing a monkey mask. Berkeley Police Lieutenant David Allard says the man was unarmed when he entered the City National Bank in a hoodie and a mask early Monday. Allard says the man handed a note detailing his demands to the clerk, who compiled and provided the man with an undisclosed amount of cash. He says witnesses reported seeing the robber fleeing the scene on a bicycle that was later found abandoned. The mask and pieces of the robber's clothing were also found discarded. Police dogs began assisting in the search yesterday, still haven't found him. Why would you get rid of the mask? You think it may have your DNA on you from breathing, you moron. Oh, people are stupid sometimes, aren't they? Thought of the Dave happens every night at this time, where we ask a question on our Facebook and Twitter pages, then read your responses on the air. Why? Because we love the audience participation around here. Today's Thought of the Dave is as follows. Oh, let's get to it, shall we? Oh, here it comes. I'm excited. All right, where are we here? What do you do to try and improve yourself on a daily basis? Oh, such a loaded question for some, isn't it? Isn't it? Well, you know what? We got some pretty honest answers with this one tonight, so I'm pretty happy with this one. All right, let's start with William. I constantly make choices that don't impact the planet in an attempt to overcome the self-centered and ignorant behavior of my fellow humans. Sparky. I make sure I learn one new thing every day. I expand my general knowledge through listening to lots of talk radio daily, and you know SOR is my top favorite. Oh, I hope so. Hope you're not teasing. You are a very good host, and your guests never disappoint. Thanks, Dave. You're welcome, Sparkles. Colleen. Be grateful for what I am blessed with. Universe gives me all I need. I don't get all I want. That's okay. Alfred. Nothing. Leslie. I take all natural supplements that reduce inflammation in the body. Almost all illnesses start with inflammation. Get rid of it or don't allow inflammation. Self-healing is the key, not herbs, but supplements. Jade. Yesterday, I voted, and today I'm not. Vic. Thanks, Vic. Listening to SOR and laughing really loud, and then drink 4 liters of water and mow the grass. Try not to run over squirrels in my car or hit birds. Usually the turn signal on all the time, or use the turn signal all the time, and pray to goof on. Oh yeah, little Richie G. Mike. Thank God I get to spend another day with my loved ones. Beautiful. Angie, well, try to be kind. I try to learn a new word daily. I listen to Dave Scott every morning. That would be me. And I don't throw people down the stairs. Tim, try not to kill anyone. Other drivers, mainly. David, I meditate 2 hours a day. Gregory, I go to the gym for 45 minutes a day during the week. Marty, I just take my prescription of crazy pills, extra strength. Take one every hour to prevent choking really stupid people. Take 2 to stay out of jail. Kevin, Dave, by monitoring my own thoughts, and when they take a turn toward the negative, I put the brakes on. Well, that's nice. That's very nice. Let's go to Tony. Move forward in life and not backwards. Limited reflection on the past, but recognizing any learning. Do no harm. Kev, give thanks and gratitude and occasionally meditate to raise my vibration. Dolly, practice my drawing to try and complete 3 a week. Well, that's just wonderful. All right. Today's thought of the tarot, according to Tarot on Twitter. What did @Dave Scott, SOR, do today to make himself smile? You know what? I'll tell you. I saw a friend of mine on television today, hosting the national news. And I remember sitting with her at a restaurant way back yonder, probably 2005, 2006. And I said, you kid are going to be a star among stars, one of the biggest names in Canada for broadcasting. She laughed at me. She told me to shut the F up. And there she was on television, working for CBC National, broadcasting. That's what made me smile today. All right, Jen, challenge myself and make myself be consistent without my workouts, even when I don't feel like it. Gratitude for everything. Lloyd, we're going to finish it off with you, buddy. I try not to talk about the To the Stars Academy. Thank you for everybody taking part in the Thought of the Dave on Facebook and Twitter. We will do it all again tomorrow, so make sure you go to one of those 2 places to hit me up if you want to get yours read on the air. That would be wonderful. Also, a big thank you to Captain Shirk for the fantastic news. All of our news can be found at spacedoutradio.com. Just look for it. We got lots of sections there for it. It's fantastic. News, entertainment, cryptozoology, paranormal, tech, UFO news, commentary, all right there for you. And thank you to Melissa Bryan for coming on tonight's show as our guest. We got Mr. Ron Bumblefoot THAL rocking in the background with Little Brother is Watching. Bumblefoot is the official music of Spaced Out Radio, rocking us in and out of every single show. Get your horns up for the guitar god himself. Hey, we hit 100 pages on LGAB tonight. That's kind of cool. Look at that. Sean Hotterock, you did well. Pizza Punch, great job. I'm giving you a good fist pump right there. Yes, yes. I want to say, a reminder to all of you that Spaced Out Radio is copyright by SOR Media Ventures Limited.
I know you're out there somewhere. This is the new
Also, want to say thank you for everybody tuning in tonight, having some fun with us, because together, my friends,
we're watching.
We own the night. Mr. Bumblefoot, we need a favor. We need you to take us home. I know you're out there somewhere watching me. Have a good night, everybody. Rock it on out. Horns up. See you tomorrow. Who's playing air guitar right now? Da-na-na-na. Okay, I'm out. Good night. Da-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na.